WesNews, I'm Hannah.
And I'm Baze.
Here's the scoop. There's a new campus late night show called Wesleyan Tonight, and the host is a woman.
CAPS, the Counseling and Psychological Service here at Wesleyan, is even more overwhelmed than usual, with many students struggling from pandemic stress. To support us through these tough times, they've recommended the following. You don't need therapy, get a mullet. Many students have taken them up on this.
A group of students has even created a new Instagram account called the Mullet Emporium. Their bio says Schmecky Schmooly and Schmessy's Mullet Emporium and includes a link to schedule your mullet appointment via Calendly. Our sources indicate that this is not sponsored by CAPS, but I personally have my doubts.
This just in, everyone you don't want to see is at falafel.
Breaking! The price for grapes at West Shop just jumped. In addition to one arm, they now also cost one leg. And that's per pound, sister.
Oh, spotted. Students leaving Fountain quoted, actually, that wasn't worth it.
Much like the titular Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, a Wesleyan student has released a quiet side transformation guide for when you feel like you need to make the leap away from Freeman Athletic Center into the CFA. With us here tonight is the author, Senior Artsy Fartsy, to give us an exclusive look at our first few tips. Let's give it up! So much for being here, Artsy. All right, what you got for us?
Hi, Hannah. Thanks for having me. My first piece of advice for those trying to transition to the quiet side is to get a crippling, irreversible nicotine addiction. If you're hesitant to jump straight into cigs, I recommend starting with patches.
Okay, are you taking notes, kids?
Another must is one of these. You need to have one of these in your room, in your car, in your bathroom. You don't need to know what it means, but it's important that it's visible within at least 15 feet of walking in your front door.
Within 15 feet. Okay, got it. Well, thank you so much again, Artsy Fartsy. I'm sure our audience members will really benefit from these tips. What's your major? Remind me.
Oh, it's econ?
Good luck with stocks, I guess. Thank you, Artsy Fartsy!
Speaking of econ majors, according to a new ranking from US News, Wesleyan is first in the country in crochet entrepreneurship. Closely following Smith, we are also second in lesbians.
If you haven't already heard, a new style of Doc Martens just dropped, and West Station is absolutely inundated with a record-breaking 6,000 packages. That's 2 pairs of Docs per student. And this influx is in addition to the current economic bubble that is the teeny-tiny going-out shirt market, which regularly causes our mail systems to flood.
This semester, the university made masks optional, which means that every classmate you thought you had a crush on actually has kind of a weird chin.
If you want to know who has a crush on who, boy, do we have a special guest for you tonight. There's a TikTok trend going around called middle school news, in which local middle school students parse through the day's rumor mill.
Seeing as it's our job to stay current, we've invited Middletown middle schooler Kaylee P. Give it up for Kaylee P, people. Kaylee P is here to investigate our own Wesleyan middle school news.
Yes, Kaylee!
Hi, Kaylee. So good to have you on the show.
Hi, bestie.
So Kaylee, I've heard you've done extensive on-the-ground research into the goings-on of students at Wesleyan here. Can you tell me a little bit about your process?
Basically, I sat near an open window in a house on Home Avenue for like an hour, so I know everything now.
Oh, whose house?
You don't know her, but I know her because I know everything now.
Oh, that's cool. So, what's the news? Is there anything fun happening this weekend?
Fun? I don't think so, but I did hear that Corey SL is on crutches. And Alexa J's car got stolen.
Okay.
And Emmett N was suspended for acid, but I don't know what that is.
Kaylee, I'm not sure if you should be telling
I
me.
also heard that the Coke on fountain last weekend was cut with baking soda. At first I was like, whoa, this school has a Coca-Cola fountain. But then I realized people were talking about a street. I don't know why everyone was so upset though, because I also put baking soda once in Coke for a volcano for a science experiment, and it was awesome.
Oh, Kaylee, you know, I feel like this...
I also heard that Julia R's roommate boiled her Diva cup in their shared kettle.
that does not sound very
A
Santa.
lot of people did really well on a science test.
Oh, well, that's good news. In what class?
I'm not sure, but it sounds like a bio class. People said on Home Avenue that plenty of people got positive results in chlamydia.
Oh, well, you know, Kaylee, I think it's time to call your mom. Please give it up for Kaylee P, everybody.
This week in the film series, be sure to attend the screening of a harrowing tale about being rejected from your own family, living life as an outsider, fighting against social norms, and still finding love amid it all. Shrek 2.
Just kidding. The film series would never play Shrek 2.
No.
What they're actually showing is a screening of a 3-hour silent French movie guaranteed to make you simultaneously depressed and a little horny.
Continuing their annual tradition, the workshop is having a bazaar to support student businesses. Visit Hewitt Circle from 4 to 6 this Sunday to stock up on tote bags, handmade earrings, thrifted clothes, and ketamine.
Here to speak with us tonight about a book that's taken the campus by storm is cultural anthropologist Eliza Bender. Eliza just published a deep dive into the norms of Wesleyan Instagram accounts, which is titled, "With All the Love in My Heart, That Is Trash." Please welcome Eliza, everybody. Give it up.
Thank you so much, Biz. I'm excited to be here.
The feeling is mutual, Eliza. Now, let's get into the book. What have you discovered through your analysis?
Through my extensive research, there are a couple of Wesleyan Instagram trends I see popping up over and over again. Posts that display fallen pieces of food debris, like pizza, crumbled up sandwiches, or pasta in urban settings. Those are huge. Food simply splat on the page.
Oh, yeah, well, absolutely. Nothing says deep like discarded food.
Nothing.
Another crap puller is photos of blue-collar workers and families on public transit. A very popular posting choice, particularly amongst the wealthiest 1% of students.
I mean, how else are they supposed to show their solidarity with the working class?
They can't.
Extreme close-ups also take up a significant portion of the average Wesleyan feed. Close-ups of body parts, scraps of cloth, the sky, so close the photo is barely decipherable.
Well, who said you had to be able to decipher an Instagram post?
Finally, if we're talking Wesleyan Instagrams, we obviously have to take into consideration tattoos that are also shitty. Someone getting a line drawing of the ugliest baby you've ever seen smack in between their breasts. Frankly, it's frightening.
Uh-huh. Well, you know, that sounds awful, Eliza. How on earth do they justify these choices?
That's where captions come in. You see, Wesleyan Instagram captions are often just as illegible as the photos accompanying them. One pattern I've seen emerge rampantly is the dump.
Oh, the dump. Please elaborate.
Sure. Students will post incomprehensibly large swaths of images all at once and then label them as summer dump or last winter's film, I just got back, grumpy, slumpy, semester dump. It's essentially an excuse to force what should be a scrapbook an ode to, an elegy for, a love letter to, which gives the post an automatic, unwarranted sense of poeticism. It's upsetting, and it's ultimately not okay.
Eliza, well, thank you so much for educating us tonight. Thank everyone. Thank Eliza. I am left feeling deeply unsettled after that.
I'm
report.
sick to my stomach. In lighter news, our hardworking investigative reporter has spent months getting to the bottom of Wesleyan hookup culture. Let's hear from her in the field.
Thanks, Hannah. I'm excited to break this story. Here she is. Hi.
Speaking of bottoms, the Butterfields are Wesleyan dorms we all know and love. Butts A, B, and C were generously donated by William A. Butterfield in 1965 and reside on Lawn Avenue surrounding the famous Butthole. Next year, magnanimous donor Alice Vagina has donated $2 billion to build dorms Labia Minora and Labia Majora, enveloping a grassy park which will be colloquially known as the urethral opening.
You know, Baze, as the semester winds down, we're all thinking about the same thing next semester. I don't know about you, but I got pre-reg on the brain. And we've invited incoming freshman Dingus Flingus of the class of 2026 to join us for everyone's favorite game. Say it with me. Is this a class? Dingus! Oh, Dingus! Dingus, welcome! Welcome!
I love your spirit, kid.
Okay, well, Dingus, we're gonna begin the game. So, our first class is in the sociology department. It's called Good Sex. So, Dingus, is this a class?
Oh my God. Good sex? We never would have been able to say that when I was in high school. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, that is a class. I think I remember seeing that.
Nope, not really a class. It's a weekly 3-hour orgy where people pretend they're both speaking and not speaking from personal experience. You know, maybe you're thinking of bad sex, which is a class in the sociology department. But Wesleyan students don't fucking need that class. We're already having bad sex.
Wow, I can't believe that's a real class. What are you gonna tell me next? People are going naked in the freaking library?
Hey everyone, Undies and All on April 15th, 12:30 p.m. Be ready to strip.
Okay, next up, all right, you ready for this? Next up, here's a new class coming next semester from the comp sci department. It's called Bleep Bar. And again, that's Bleep Bar. So, is that a class?
No, that can't be a class.
Well, that's where you're wrong. It is a class. It actually fulfills a language requirement for studying abroad, too.
Oh, studying where?
Abroad.
Actually, I think I might major in comp sci because, when we graduate, AI is gonna take all the jobs and stuff.
Oh, major in whatever you want, Dingus. By the time you graduate, you will be queer and disillusioned. Next is a class coming from the English department. Grammar? I barely know her. Is that a class, Dingus?
Yes.
No, but it is the title of someone's thesis in the music department. You're 0 for 3 so far, Dingus. The last class is actually called Dingus Flingus. Please fling us your dingus. In the biology department, say it with me, everybody. Is this a class? So is this a class?
No, is that a class? No, that's my name. I hope.
No, please don't finish that sentence. It does say here that actually is a class. Well, perhaps if you get off the wait-listed brown, there'll be no need to fling your dingus at us. Thanks for coming, Ding.
Thank you, Dingus. tonight, folks, takes a sorrowful turn. If you're watching with young children, now might be a good time to hand back the iPads. The amount of things lost on campus is climbing at a truly staggering rate. Our top story tonight focuses on two of the most urgent losses of the week, brought to us straight from the senior GroupMe. Firstly, we'd like everyone to please check the U-stand desk ASAP for a recently misplaced tampon. It was found atop Foss Hill, glimmering red, a modern beacon of unscented absorbency. It looks as though it has at least an hour or two left to live, and it's also definitively Playtex Sport in origin. To claim, notify nearby staff of what day of the cycle you're on, and it will be promptly returned.
In addition, a message was sent to the senior GroupMe Sunday morning stating, "I lost a condom last night, somewhere between the Connecticut River and Neon Deli." Though we will keep the identity of the texter anonymous at this time, we spoke to them confidentially, and they want everyone to know that their keys are attached to it via rock climbing grade carabiner. The condom also meant a lot to them. It was their grandma's. Again, folks, we are looking for a condom lost outside. It is Magnum nuclear schlong in size, wrapper and packaging absent. Let me be very clear, this is a loose condom between Neon and the river. The health of our community is on the line here, folks. Do the right thing. Be a friend. And if you see something, say something.
Thank you so much for coming tonight. Next up, we have our current event segment. But first, a message from our sponsors, the Committee for Month Awareness and birthday boy Jordan Fitzsimmons.
Hi, I'm Randall McCrandall, Chair of the Committee for Monthly Awareness Month Awareness. It is our sworn objective to make sure all Americans are aware of all the different awareness months, and we are proud to announce our newest Awareness Month, Awareness Month. Awareness Month shines a light on all the traditionally underrepresented awareness months. Our goal is to make sure that Americans are aware of all months on a monthly basis. In this month, we will dedicate each week, typically composed of 7 days, to a different awareness month. And so no one forgets, each day within that week will be a designated Month of the Week Awareness Day. It will raise awareness for Awareness Month, and the weekly awareness month it brings awareness to on a daily basis. To raise awareness for Awareness Month, and so no one forgets, the first weekly awareness month of the day will be Awareness Month. That way, all Americans will at least be aware of Awareness Month, so they can prepare for the rest of the weekly Awareness Month awareness days. After Awareness Month is established, the Committee for Monthly Awareness Month Awareness is proud to announce Month Awareness Month as the first weekly awareness month of Awareness Month after Awareness Month. Month Awareness Month is all about months and bringing awareness to the weeks and days that comprise them. Our research shows that many Americans aren't as aware of the months as they should be, and Month Awareness Month is the answer to that problem. The only month dedicated exclusively to months and month awareness. There are lots of months, and they're all a little different, which can be tricky to keep track of. But so no one forgets, we created this month and put it first, after Awareness Month, so that once we introduce the other weekly awareness months of Awareness Month, everyone is on the same page. The very first awareness months, weekly awareness months following Awareness Month itself, and then Month Awareness Month will be Raccoon Hand Awareness Month and Goblin Awareness Month. If you have any other awareness months you think should be Awareness Months, weekly awareness months, and by all means, give us a call at 1-800-MONTHS, and your month might become a weekly awareness month of the day.
Good to go? Hello everyone, it's me, the birthday boy, Jordan Fitzsimmons. This year, I'm turning 16. It's gonna be great, and we've got plenty of snacks and games and Twister. this is just a little taste of all the great stuff we have going on down here. We cut back a little bit for budget this year, but we're at a nice local spot, Butternut Hollow Park.
As you can see, it's a great venue.
You know, I hope you like mud. Definitely wear your boots, but that won't stop us from having a little bit of fun. And don't worry, my parents will not be speaking during the party. Point is, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. We don't have music, but we could sing just as soon as you can. Please show up. We're all set up, ready for anyone to show up at any point.
Well, this cake looks delicious. Oh, someone's finally showing up. Hey. How's it going?
What's up?
Is it seriously your birthday party though? Don't come to his birthday party. It's not a birthday party.
No, why they should show up to my birthday.
Come to his birthday party. It's a great one.
See?
The current events segment tonight concerns agriculture, or as Wesleyan students might call it, an awesome Sunday afternoon. More specifically, I'll be discussing industrial agriculture, or as Wesleyan students might call it, the root of all evil, even though my dad is Jeff Bezos' lawyer. Roundup is a weed killer produced by the agrochemical company Monsanto. Just to clarify, when I say weed killer, I don't mean your weird stoner uncle, Stanley. I do mean this toxic herbicide that Monsanto has infamously marketed as safer than table salt, despite the vast array of terminal illnesses it's linked to, including Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, birth defects, kidney damage, liver damage, and endocrine diseases. Using Monsanto standards, I've compiled a list of other things that should be safer than table salt. Rollerblading with fireworks attached to your ass. Meth. Rollerblading with fireworks attached to your ass on meth. And, of course, literal homicide. On top of all these other health concerns, in 2015, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, the IARC, classified the main ingredient in Roundup, glyphosate, as probably carcinogenic to humans, including a 41% increased chance in developing non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. That is a huge percentage. If I told you 41% of the people I've dated have been redheads, you'd be concerned. And they are. And you should be. In 1996, Monsanto introduced genetically modified plants they call Roundup Ready, meaning, in theory, you could spray your entire field with herbicide, killing the weeds while the cash crop remains intact. This method was so widely adopted that in the US, 90% of soybean crops and 70% of cotton and corn now come from Roundup Ready seeds. Roundup is everywhere. Soy fields in California, rice fields in India, cornfields in Idaho, your mom's house. No, but really your mom's house. One independent study conducted by the Environmental Working Group found concerningly high levels of glyphosate present in almost every oat-based cereal. So call your mother and tell her to take Frosted Flakes off the shopping list. Did you notice what these farmers are wearing, by the way? I don't know about you, but personally, I also gear up in a full gas mask and protective suit before applying table salt to my food. Although Roundup Ready crops originally promised to be an extremely efficient farming method, they come with a host of environmental concerns, including soil erosion, toxic runoff, soil infertility, and superweeds, which, of course, are weeds that have developed laser vision. I'm just kidding. Superweeds are weeds that have developed the ability to read minds. For real this time, superweeds are plants that have built up the resistance to Roundup and grow so large and tough that they can even damage farm equipment, meaning you have to use more and more herbicide each time to kill them. Since Monsanto created Roundup, global glyphosate use has risen more than 14-fold. 14-fold? What is this, an origami convention? Superweeds are also part of a phenomenon called the herbicide treadmill, which, hint, is not an exercise machine that Roundup uses to get the perfect beach bod. The herbicide treadmill traps farmers into debt because they're forced to perpetually buy more pesticide and herbicide, which also strips the soil of nutrients, meaning they also have to buy more fertilizer. Coincidentally, guess who sells fertilizer? Daddy Monsanto, baby. It's like if the creators of toothpaste said, hey, we came up with this amazing new invention that gets rid of cavities. We're gonna call it toothpaste. The entire industry is revolutionized and dentists everywhere are floored. And then the toothpaste inventors go on to say, oh, there's just one little thing though, it guarantees stronger, less curable cavities in a decade. Oh, and your teeth are falling out. Oh, and you're thousands of dollars in debt. Oh, and actually you're hallucinating all of this because the glyphosate has gotten to your brain. Most findings about the toxicity of glyphosate have been revealed through studies on rodents, like a trial in the UK which found that after being fed low levels of glyphosate throughout their lives, rats were at higher risk of developing non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. If you're thinking, rats are so small, and I am so big, the extent to which glyphosate shows up in their bodies must not correlate. You would be correct. Research has found that the levels of glyphosate documented in people were 100-fold greater than those in rats. Once again, this would be awesome if we were at an origami convention. Honestly, it's surprising we didn't see this coming because even the chemical itself was trying to warn us. Just look at this secret message embedded in its molecular structure. Oh no. Poo poo. Oh no, no, no. Despite the abundant health concerns linked with glyphosate, Monsanto continues to market its product like this.
I'm a loving husband and a real good dad, but weeds just make me rattlesnake mad. Now Roundup has a new sharpshooting wand. I'm sending them weeds to the great beyond. No need to pump, just point and shoot. Hit 'em in the leaves and it kills to the root. Round fences, trees, even mulched beds, 'cause the only good weed is a weed that's dead. Roundup. With the new one-touch wand.
Roundup with a new one-touch wand. For the record, I have a one-touch wand that I would recommend much more highly. With so many health issues and extreme environmental destruction, it seems like this is a lose-lose scenario. Why on earth would Monsanto continue to sell this product? Monsanto got its start in 1901, creating saccharin, an artificial sweetener that has since been linked to bladder cancer. It really took off, though, when it started manufacturing Agent Orange, the chemical which killed hundreds of thousands in the Vietnam War and has resulted in hundreds of thousands more birth defects. Now, I know what you're thinking. A company that released one horrifying chemical solely for profit, now releasing another horrifying chemical solely for profit? That seems unlikely. I also assume you're thinking, whoa, Frozen 2 from the same company that brought us Frozen 1? I never saw this coming! Luckily, in 2018, a German pharmaceutical company called Bayer acquired Monsanto, so the company name was liquidated, which means none of these issues exist anymore. Facebook took note. Let's give Bayer Monsanto a break for a moment, though. They wanted to make farmers' jobs easier and accidentally caused a catastrophic global human health crisis and untold environmental degradation. That's an honest mistake. It could have happened to anyone. It's not like they've known about this issue for decades, right? Our trombonist had some issues, it's all good. So spoiler alert, they have known about these issues for decades. Starting in 2019, a class action lawsuit against Bayer has brought to light secret internal documents proving the company has been aware of glyphosate risks but keeping them from the public since at least 2000. Further evidence has found that Monsanto knew about a possible link between glyphosate and cancer as early as 1986, when a study conducted by the Journal of the American Medical Association found that men who use glyphosate more than 20 days per year were 6 times more likely to develop non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Similarly, when I spend more than 20 days a year at my parents' house, I'm 6 times more likely to develop neurosis. The recently declassified documents... My dad is here, shout out! Declassified documents, dubbed the Monsanto Papers, reveal that Monsanto has colluded with the Environmental Protection Agency both to squash studies that could detrimentally impact their business and draft papers that claim glyphosate is safe to use. Here we have exclusive images of the so-called scientific papers that Monsanto heavily edited. All of this, of course, has been kept from the public for decades. Interestingly, when you click on the link to the transparency campaign on Bayer's website, it takes you to an error 404 not found page. Bayer is valued at over $65 billion. If I can pay the coder bro in my psych class 1 tab of acid to hack into the Wesleyan mainframe and give me a perfect GPA, you'd think that they could afford to hire a competent software engineer for their transparency campaign. Wait a second, so you're telling me a huge corporation intentionally hid monumental human health concerns and cataclysmic environmental destruction to continue selling their product for decades, even though they're well aware of the disastrous implications, all in the name of profit? This is unprecedented. Groundbreaking. Has never, ever happened before. Monsanto markets Roundup as safe because glyphosate targets an enzyme found only in plants. In the past, they've even made a point to advertise how safe it is to use around kids and pets.
Weeding again, eh, Bob?
Huh?
Why not do it once, do it right?
Why's your head in the ground?
I'm going to watch Roundup kill these roots.
Hey, this is Spike's area.
Bob, Roundup can be used where kids and pets will play and breaks down into natural materials. Since Roundup kills the roots, what's not coming back, Bob?
The weed?
You betcha, Bob. Come on down and take a peek.
Can I squirt one?
Sure, Bob.
Although at first glance, this ad may seem like it's simply spreading misinformation, it makes more sense when you realize it's a metaphor. See, in this instance, our protagonist, Bob, is Monsanto itself, while the ground is Monsanto's own ass. Since Roundup kills the root, guess what's not coming back? All the brain cells I lost watching that. I'd like to emphasize that this ad is from 1996, a full decade after the first study linking glyphosate and cancer. Roundup, no root, no weed, no regard for human life. The problem with the logic in this ad is that we are made of plants. Each person's microbiome is estimated to contain 39 trillion microbial cells. So next time you're scrolling through Tinder feeling lonely, just remember you have 39 trillion of your closest friends living in your gut and mucous membranes. Really though, our microbiota simply are plants and absolutely essential to our immune systems. They depend on the enzyme that glyphosate targets, and when it's compromised, we're in trouble. Despite the all-around horrifying impact of their products, Monsanto has yet to be held accountable in any meaningful way. The 2019 class action lawsuit resulted in a $10.3 billion settlement, which was one of the largest in environmental law history. Although this sounds like a lot, it means that, depending on the strength of their cases, individuals will receive payments of $5,000 to $250,000. Whoa, $5,000? You could buy like 1,000 pounds worth of jelly beans with that. or like 6 tropical birds. Or, oh yeah, less than 1/2 of one chemotherapy treatment. The minimum amount of money distributed to each plaintiff is not even enough to remedy the medical costs of the diseases that Monsanto has caused them, much less enough to cover the emotional turmoil and decreased quality of life that their families and communities have been forced to endure. What's worse, $1 billion of those are set aside for future cancer cases. But the settlement is contingent on the fact that Bayer does not have to label their products as cancer-causing and can maintain the misinformation campaign they've spearheaded for decades. CEO of Bayer is Werner Baumann, seen here. He's seen here fondling an invisible woman's breasts. He had this to say after the case was settled.
So, and glyphosate, of course, is going to be available going forward both to professional farmers, which is very important because it is a systemically important product for farmers, and then also for the consumer on the back of the recent EPA ruling that glyphosate has been and continues to be a product that is safe for its intended use, and very importantly, it is not carcinogenic.
Very importantly, it is not carcinogenic. Okay, so we're just gonna trust Hansel? Very importantly, this candy house in the woods is not inhabited by a child-eating witch. That worked out great for Gretel, didn't it? Okay, obviously the fact that he's German doesn't make him untrustworthy. My advisor made me include that. He's got that charming, dead in the eyes smile combo that would make anybody say, "I trust you with my life." You have to admit, though, the fact that he makes $120,000 a week working as CEO of a company that continues to sell cancer-causing chemicals they've known to be deadly for decades now is a little suspicious. Also, he's a Scorpio. Regardless of his star sign, in that clip, he's citing EPA research despite the fact that the lawsuit uncovered correspondence proving that the EPA is in bed with Monsanto. And, might I add, they're into some kinky shit. There are documented emails and phone calls showing that Jess Rowland, a former deputy director of EPA's Office of Pesticide Programs, worked in cahoots with Monsanto, heavily editing reports and attempting to prevent research linking glyphosate and cancer from getting to the public. In 2015, he even bragged on a phone call with Monsanto regarding incriminating research that, if I can kill this, I should get a medal. He's right. I can think of a lot of medals he deserves, like this one, for example. Here we have a clip of Jess Rowland's defense in court.
I don't know if your brain is all scrambled from like all the Molly you take, but I never said that.
Monsanto is not taking this seriously at all. This is a real quote in an email from Product Safety Assessment Strategy Lead at Monsanto, William Haydens, discussing the IARC findings of glyphosate genotoxicity. In rats. It's important. That's a lot of fuzzballs scurrying around cages. I would add the word little, but the rats can get up to 1 kilo by the end of the study. In my lab days, we used to call them polar bear rats. Now, if you're thinking, rats are so small, and I am so big, you would be wrong. Apparently they get fucking huge. One positive outcome from this lawsuit is that Monsanto is pulling glyphosate from the home and garden markets, although it will still be available for commercial use. We asked our viewers to send in their thoughts on this verdict, and here we have some letters sent in from consumers overjoyed that they have finally been served justice. Linda from Kentucky says, "Thank God, glyphosate is no longer in my garden. Now I can sleep in peace knowing it's just in every single piece of produce I've ever eaten, my water, and my clothes. Oh, and probably also still my garden." Adam from New York wrote, "I am so grateful to hear that Monsanto is pulling glyphosate from their home and garden products. And I just can't wait to see what new and improved horrifying chemical they choose to replace it with." Alicia from Florida says, "Honestly, I am a little disappointed in this verdict since I was hoping that eating enough glyphosate-contaminated produce would give me the power to lift objects with my mind. Luckily, they're not phasing out glyphosate until 2023, so maybe there's still hope." Linda, Adam, and Alicia made really good observations, and I definitely didn't make them up just to drive my point home. These are real Americans with real feelings. In fact, Adam is a loving husband and a real good dad, and we'd just make him rattlesnake mad. Reality of these characters aside, my point is that this lawsuit is far from justice served. Even if Monsanto phases glyphosate out of home and garden products, it will still be applied to millions of acres of industrial farmland every year. It's still in our water streams. It's still in our children's cereal. The rampant corruption that runs through government bodies, which are meant to protect us, means that Bayer can replace glyphosate with any other yet-to-be-controlled chemical and find out what inevitably atrocious consequences it will have in 50 years when the billions of dollars they're making won't even matter because the new form of currency is organs that still function. Bayer is complicit in creating a global agricultural system that forces farmers to rely on toxic chemicals, jeopardizing human health and the environment. Although this $10 billion settlement may seem like a lot, it's just a band-aid solution to a much, much larger issue, and we have a lot of work to do if we want to hold big ag companies accountable for their actions on our way to a more ethical and sustainable global food system. You eat food 3 times a day. Or, if you're like me, you eat food 17 times a day in small bites of everything that happens to be in your fridge. Either way, this is an area where small individual changes do have a huge impact. If you want to learn more about this issue and do your part in revolutionizing the agricultural industry, you can visit this link for more facts about Monsanto and sustainable agriculture resources to support. Thank you for your time. It means the world to me they're all here. Thank you. Now for a note from our sponsors, LARPers Anonymous and St. Clements Castle.
LARPing, or live-action role-playing, is an interactive role-playing game in which the participants portray fictional fantasy characters, often in costumes, with props, and other, quote, LARPers. But when LARPing becomes more than a hobby, it can become difficult to determine what is real and what is imagined. In the most extreme cases,
this can destroy relationships and ruin lives. Here at LARPers Anonymous, we've created a community where these individuals can come together to share their stories and support each other in the ongoing recovery process. Here are some testimonials from recovering LARPers that wanted to share their stories.
Thanks to LARPers Anonymous, I'm just happier and more content with being myself.
I've learned that my stats don't define my strength, but I do.
People would cast Whirlwind on me when we were LARPing, and I'd spin around for hours until I was sick. But thanks to LARPers Anonymous, now I realize Whirlwind's just a word.
I got knocked down to 0 hit points when I was LARPing. But I was still alive. Yeah, and that's when I realized LARPing can't kill me. You know, what could kill me is I don't look both ways when I cross the street. Or I'm out in the high seas, I'm whaling, I jump off the ship, I'm swimming. The whalers think I'm a whale because they can't see really well because there's a lot of fog. They shoot the harpoon through my throat, blood spurting everywhere. Oh, I can't breathe. My trachea is split open. I'm so pissed. I'm like, guys, help me, guys, help me. They don't even hear my screams because the water and the waves is so loud. But I'm not dead yet.
LARPers Anonymous has helped me get my life back.
I used to spend hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars to dress up like a warlock, but now, thanks to LARPers Anonymous, I dress like myself.
What could kill me is I'm at the tiger exhibit at the zoo. Yeah, I'm so excited, I'm banging on the glass. I mean, I paid good money to get into the zoo. But little do I know this is a low-budget zoo, so the glass is so thin, it breaks right away. I got glass in my eyes, glass in my shoulder, glass in my legs, glass everywhere. I'm like, oh. The tiger comes out, starts mauling me. I'm like, come on, get off of me, cat, get off of me, kitty cat.
Thanks to LARPers Anonymous, I'm just more calm.
What can kill me is if I'm visiting my childhood home, just visiting, seeing my mom, she loves it when I come by. And I'm trying on some of my clothes from when I was a kid. And I have them on, they're really tight. Really tight. It's like a turtleneck from when I was like 5. I try to get my mom's attention, but she's busy and I don't want to bother her. You know, she's got a lot on her plate nowadays. So I grab some scissors, cut myself out like wrapping paper. Accidentally roll the scissors into the ceiling and hits the ceiling fan, bouncing off the wall. Back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Cuts my amygdala out. I can't remember anything. Bouncing like a pinball machine out and around the house. Cuts me out of all the family pictures. I'm erased from memory in this house. If any future relatives who haven't met me came to this house, they wouldn't even know I existed. Meanwhile, I'm bleeding out in my childhood bedroom. I don't remember anything. Scissors keep bouncing. Bounce out the window, down the street, into a government building. Unlock the door. It's all momentum at this point. Gets into a computer, logs in, erases me from every public record. I have no trace of me left in society. Meanwhile, I'm bleeding out in my childhood bedroom while my mom does chores or errands. Now that could kill me.
The only spells I'm doing now are spells of time with my family and my kids.
You know, back in my LARPing days, the only DIYs I was doing was, feverishly sewing capes and masks and crowns for myself. I'd put on these crowns, my kids couldn't even recognize me. But now, I'm using my RISD degree in architecture to build my own house.
Yeah, LARPers Anonymous has really helped me get back on my feet. I've met so many great people here. Some of them are a little weird.
Under my seat, quicksand. I'm falling down. Sand in my face, sand in my eyes, sand everywhere, okay? Initially, I'm dead. But down there, I meet a friendly ghost. I make a deal with him. Cut to my funeral a week later. It's open casket. Everyone's walking by. Oh, you're such a good man. Oh, no. He looks like him. Now my daughter, she knows me. Right when she gets there, my eyes pop open. My daughter's there. She makes a split-second decision to kill me on the spot. It was a hard decision, but she didn't want to relive the stages of grief. And I mean, it was the right decision. She has to live with that for the rest of her life. But I think it was right. That's a way I could get killed. And LARPers Anonymous has helped me realize that.
If you're a LARPer and you need help, call 441-800-1010.
Again, that's 853.
We're here at St. Clements Castle. Look at that tower.
Wow, beautiful as the first day we ever came.
Yes. I remember well.
It's not just for weddings, you know.
No, it's for everything, you know? But you could use it for a wedding or an event, a celebration.
We've used it for celebrations. We've used it for our dog.
Sometimes we come here to hang out with our buddies, man's best friend.
We've had the castle rented out for beautiful occasions and for sad occasions. When Spot here died, we had him cast in stone. We actually rented out the castle for that.
This is the famous St. Clements Castle well. I've overcome a few challenges with this well. I've fallen in, I would say, 10 times, but it's just so enticing, you know? You can't help but be drawn to the beauty of this well. And I think you'll notice that really apparently when you come and visit St. Clements Castle. Behind me is the hedge maze, the famous hedge maze here. We actually had this put in for our 10-year friendship anniversary, a lovely day. I got lost in this maze when it got installed, and I got lost for around a day, but now I'm a pro. I mean, like, just look at this. Ready? Out in 2 seconds. So, pretty good. We are still paying off our bill to this place, but we love it nonetheless, and we keep coming back. If they'll have us.
Every 10 years.
Every 10 years, yeah. I wish it was every 10 days.
Yeah, I'm hyped to be here, man. I really am. Just all the amazing comedy, all the amazing writing. Give it up for the crew. Give it up for the sound, the lights, the cameras. And give it up for yourself. Give it up for the person next to you. Really supporting people's friends, honestly. As Belle said, I wrote a song about Monsanto. Actually, I wrote it today. You might be wondering, thinking of something. Why? Why is Monsanto so bad? If you beg the question with a suggestion as to why, well, let me help you. In 2003, scientific studies said they're giving us diseases that we can't even treat it. They spraying all our weeds and killing all our seeds and poison in the trees and slaughtering the bees. Come on now, leave the bees alone. They say don't hate the player, hate the game. But the way they do Monopoly, this shit is very lame. All the corporate greed and farmers need to eat and poison ain't the answer, no, they're literally giving us cancer. It's feeling like insanity, the crimes against humanity, but hopefully you learned a little bit why Monsanto's so bad. So I'm, as you know, Tyler Jenkins, Tyler Goldchain from the band Toxic Holiday. Got some amazing people with me. To my right, we have Keani Marshall. To my left, we have Rocky D'Antonio. first song that I recorded my senior year of high school, called Butterflies. Thank you. I ain't waste no time with you. You know I want to. You know I want you. I ain't get no love from her, but I'm dreaming. Can you see me? Never trust the butterflies. Never trust the butterflies. Never trust the butterflies. See beyond those pretty eyes. Waiting for my Juliet. I've got this sting now, where's your dad? Waiting for my tide to change. She never liked me anyway. Hey, hey, she said don't matter. No, she said don't matter. She said don't matter. Wishing that I had her. She said don't matter. No, she said it don't matter. I tried. She said it don't matter. I tried. Wishing that I had her. It don't matter, no. She said it don't matter. She said it don't matter. She said it don't matter. No. Wishing that I had her. Never trust the butterflies. Never trust the butterflies. Never trust the butterflies. See beyond those pretty eyes. Thank you so much. It's crazy that was the first song my senior year of high school, and I'm a senior now, and I'm releasing my newest song in 2 weeks called Hurt Me Love, April 22nd. If you don't know me or don't follow me, please check me out on Instagram, the link to the pre-save. But we're gonna do a real life pre-save. We're gonna learn the song just a little bit. So repeat after me, and we're gonna help out, we're gonna sing this together. It goes like this. Love, you've been on that hurt me love. Sing. You've been on that hurt me love. You've been on that hurt me love. So no. So the next part. Doing great. I hate it, but I need your touch. I hate it, but I need your touch. One more time. I hate it, but I need your touch. I hate it, but I need your touch. Beautiful, oh my goodness. Can we do both together? You've been on that hurt me love twice. I hate it, but I need your love. I need your touch twice. So. You've been on that hurt me love. One more time. Snap. You've been on that hurt me love. I hate it, but I need your touch. I hate it, but I need your touch. Oh, no. I hate it, but I need your touch. That's all we're getting today. Beautiful. an unreleased song. We're telling the story, we're talking about it, you know what I mean? When I made this song, it came from a personal place. A person I don't identify as anymore, but yes, I was a broke boy. I wanted to date with this girl one time and I asked her to split the bill. I was a sophomore in high school. She was like, what? I was like, girl, I took the bus here. So I was thinking about a song that you would make for people with good hearts, but their pockets are kind of weak. Help me out, Rocky. It's getting harder and harder to slide around. I know she thinking about me when her niggas not around. Going from the root, but I came in from the ground. Trying to tell the truth, I just wanna hold you down. I've been on my own wave, trying to get my bread from a low wage. Working on myself, it's a long day. I'm a self-made man, and that's okay. That's okay, baby girl, that's okay. What you told me back then, you would call me the homie. I'm trying to be a little more than your homie. I'ma give you everything, you just gotta show me. Close to you, I'm trying to get close to you. Close to you, I'm trying to get close to you. Like we supposed to do. Run around the world with you. Close to you, I'm trying to get close to you. I've been on my grind, working overtime. They gon' see me. I've been trying to get my bands up. Give me 3 months, I'ma buy you a mansion. I'm just playing, finna hold you like ransom. It's cause you're bad and I'm handsome. Don't you treat me like a random. Nah, don't you treat me like a random. Baby, you know me, chillin' in the crib in the I'm an outcast, so fresh, so clean. If I get a bag, will you mess with me? I'm trying to get close to you. Close to you. Sing with me. I'm trying to get close to you. Close to you. I'm trying to get close to you. Close to you. I've been on my own way, trying to get my bread from a low wage. Working on myself, it's a long day. I'm a self-made man, and that's okay. I'm in the crib with my homies, but lately I've been feeling kinda lonely. Baby, will you really get to know me? Thank you. Give it up for Bday!